morning, everybody. Welcome to our very first virtual workshop here at Seacoast Harley-Davidson. My name is Ariel, and I'm really proud today to present Vincent here today to talk to you about the WHIM and what it is and how to make it work on your motorcycle. This is our first of two virtual workshop series that we'll be sharing with you this month, so stay tuned to the end and I'll let you know about the next one. Hey Vincent, take it away.
Hello, Vincent here with Seacoast Harley-Davidson. Thank you for joining us today. Due to COVID, this is our first of a two-part series, a workshop that we would normally do in person. I'm sorry we have to do it live, but hopefully we'll cover some ground. The topic today is the Harley-Davidson WHIM, and that stands for the Wireless Headset Interface Module. And it allows for a connection between a headset to the motorcycle, giving you a lot of capabilities that I'll cover today. Prior to the WHIM, if you wanted to connect to the motorcycle, there was a 7-pin DIN connection in the front and also in the back. And in the case of the electric glides and some touring models, you had also the access to the intercom system. So this gave you the capability to talk back and forth, passenger to rider. It also gave you the capability to access a lot of the sound features, such as your radio, maybe your CB radio, if you have a CB radio installed. Now also in the past, if you wanted to ride in a group and you wanted to communicate, you needed a CB radio. And that was sometimes offered on certain bike models, but oftentimes it was an option. So I want to just cover that that is still an option available. If you have a street or a road glide, it would cost you approximately $1,276 to install a CB radio. And if you have a limited, because of some of the wiring configurations that are already on the bike, it's only $958. But it's still an expensive option. And unlike the option we're going to talk about today, it's not as private. So it's not always the best option today with new technology. We have a very active HOG group, Seacoast Harley-Davidson owner group, and they're starting to look at the headsets and the WHIM and the mesh technology as an alternative to the CB radio. So let's jump right in. If you wanted to connect in the past and you had a half helmet, you could get a 7-pin DIN connector, and you could connect this if you have a half helmet to the bike. And again, the passenger and the rider can communicate via a wired connection. Or you could have a configuration with a full face helmet, and the full face helmet would also have a very similar connection as you see here, and these two could basically give you communications back and forth. What has changed is the wireless interface module from Harley-Davidson now lets you connect the headset directly to the bike. So this is done through a wireless connection. The installation on this is a little bit complicated in that it's not just a plug and play. There are software updates that need to be done on the bike. It's installed inside of the fairing, but there's a long wired connection that runs to the side of the bike. And the reason for that is twofold. One is that that connection allows you to update the software firmware on the WHIM, and it also allows for an antenna for wireless connection. So that connection runs under the tank into a wiring harness and down into the side of the bike. If you want to come around here, I'll show you exactly where that connection is located. If you took the side cover off of your bike, that connector is right here, and you would plug that connector into a laptop computer to handle software updates. I was one of the early adopters when I put this WHIM on my bike, so I know some of the benefits. Another benefit of the Harley-Davidson solution using the wireless setup is that your configuration options on your headsets are available here. And in my case, I have a satellite radio. Normally your setup would be where the Cirrus is located. Because of my satellite radio, it's up across the top. So you can go into setup, and as you scroll down, you'll see wireless headset, manage rider headset, and all the options that I need for controlling my wireless connection are handled here on the bike. A smart volume control, side tone, which allows me to communicate outside of my helmet if my helmet is on, and a number of other options are all available through the configuration menu on the bike. The reason I bring this up is that there are other Bluetooth connection solutions from Sena, which are also compatible with this, but all those configuration options would have to be done on your phone. Also, the Sena connection through the WHIM would not be in stereo, it would be in mono. And I suggest if you're an audiophile or if you want better sound quality, the stereo connection makes a big difference. So that is supported through the Harley-Davidson headset connection options. There are a number of wireless options that you can use to make the connection. One of the simplest is to just buy the helmet with the wireless connection built right in. And this connection is very simple. Bluetooth it. This connection is a half helmet, but again, it's built into the helmet. So it's a very simple connection. There are also some connections that will go into your existing helmet, or you could wear around the back of your neck. While I don't recommend riding without a helmet, you could wear this without a helmet. Its proper use would probably be with a half helmet or a 5/8 helmet. So this configuration would be a great solution for a passenger to wear. If you happen to have a CVO motorcycle, you do get a wireless solution with the CVO. This also would fit into typically a 3/4 or a half helmet. And this solution, in addition to being a Bluetooth connection to rider and passenger, supports a mesh network. And a mesh network has unlimited connections. Unlike Bluetooth, which is typically 4 connections, the new mesh antenna and the connection options on the 30K allow you to have unlimited connections. If you're riding in a group, you could limit, you can set up a private group of up to 16 connections, and this still supports up to 4 Bluetooth connections. So if you have a legacy system that's Bluetooth, they can become part of the mesh network through a single 30K, okay? And this would connect on the side of your helmet. As always, Harley-Davidson provides great documentation. Not only do they provide the documentation, but there's a quick guide of all the options and the commands. Main web page, and you scroll to the very bottom of the web page, you'll find they have connection options under software updates. And there are a number of software updates that you can do. If you scroll down, you'll see there are connections for updating your boombox, GTS, which would be 18 to 20, your boombox 6.5 GT, which would be 2014 to 2017. So these 2 models support the WHIM. And then if you want to or need to update your headsets, you've got connectivity for a variety of different headset options. So kind of the summary here is that if you want to put a WHIM on your bike, it's a very practical solution. It is not something that you could really solve without the WHIM on a bike like the Street Glide or the Road Glide, because those do not support intercom connectivity. So you will need some kind of a wireless solution. And the solution from Harley-Davidson is supported by us. If it's purchased within a 60-day time frame and we do the installation, you could purchase the WHIM and whatever your wireless headset option is, and you get a 2-year warranty through Harley-Davidson. And that's a tremendous opportunity to get not only complete protection, but make sure that the unit is installed properly with the right updates and the right connections. I know there's a lot to this, and I know you might have some questions. So at this point, I'm going to open it up to the attendees and see if I can answer any of your questions.
I think we're all good.
Okay, well hopefully this is informative. We do have another video which has already been posted to our webpage, and coming up on October 10th at 11 o'clock, we're going to cover how you actually make a Bluetooth connection, and we'll go into a little bit more detail about the connectivity options. Again, in summary, the Harley-Davidson wireless interface module gives you high-quality stereo sound connection. It gives you unlimited connection through a mesh network if you're using the 30K unit. It also gives you your configuration menu on the motorcycle, so it's easy to make changes. If, again, you have any questions, maybe at the next workshop, if you attend on the 10th, we could cover those as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys all so much for tuning in today. We're really excited to see you next Saturday, October 10th at 11 o'clock, and Vince will be back to give us a little more detail about YouTube. Have a great day.